Ah, the rage quit. Ever since man found video game back in the 90s or something, some guy got a submarine buried at the bottom of the Dead Sea, found an underwater civilization untapped by man. But above it was a thick layer of minerals known as, you guessed it, salt. But this isn't any ordinary salt like the kind you buy at the supermarket. This is the kind in cosmetics they try to sell you at some random kiosk at the mall for like 3 times market pricing. This is Dead Sea salt. And so,
what does any of this and salt have to do with raging?
People get mad when they're salty?
That makes no sense!
Yes, it does, Fred. Yes, it does. All right, anyway, salt makes people mad. Here are 10 Fortnite rages you need to see. Use code T5G in the item shop, join the Discord, and let's do this. Number 10 is Linden FPS. During the beginning of Fortnite, we saw the emergence of the beloved and yet so hated 7 damage meme with shotguns. Don't pretend you don't know what I'm talking about, but we've all seen them. This shotgun meme has spread far and wide, and to be honest, as much as we laugh at them, it sure could be annoying when it happened to you. Just like Linden finds out 1 minute you're hitting solid shots and the next it's whiff whiff meme shot. Luckily, we got the added pellet update that also makes sure that this doesn't happen any longer. Even with the scrappiest of scrape shots, you'll do at least 20 to 30 damage. But Linden's keyboard didn't stand a chance. In barely a few seconds, he's smashing it in half over his knee while yanking off his headphones, causing God knows what other damage. You can just see shrapnel bouncing around in the place like it just got hit by an RPG, but that is the power of instant rage. Number 9 is the young llama rage. Now, let's be honest, we all have a rage moment from time to time. Some of us like to deal with it better than others, but every now and then you might even rage in a jokingly way, while also actually releasing that sudden rage you felt, which is pretty much what young llama seems to be doing when it actually ends up just as bad in the end.
Oh, sh**.
I don't know what Fred's thinking about this clip when young llama starts making all those noises, but it's definitely one way to take out your gear. It looks like he just shakes up the whole desk, causing everything to get knocked around, and even the monitor ends up falling face first on the keyboard. You don't get to see what he broke in the end, but by the sound of his voice, you know it sounds serious. Number 8, SlickNL punches his monitor. In terms of reaction speed, SlickNL here definitely takes the cake for quickest rage to break time on our list. It looks like he's been warming up and started getting into some intense build battles when one little thing goes wrong. And boom, just like his monitor, it's instant death. You can see Slick trying to go for those clean edits, and when he makes one little mistake, it puts his whole plan out of whack. That tiny delay allows the opponents just enough time to get in a quick one-shot kill. You don't even see the thought process. There was no thinking about that rage. It was instant fist to the screen. He literally manages to punch and break the screen at least 3 times before his character has even finished dying. Number 7, he went crazy. So certain people you know that stream are kind of known for raging. I'm fairly sure every Fortnite fan who watches YouTube has seen at least a dozen dollar rages by now. Streamer Trainwreck, on the other hand, has definitely had a few rages in his time, and it may not be as frequent, but it's definitely always fun to watch.
My keyboard is broken again!
He would play League while I was asleep.
Damn.
He would get so mad, and he would just break all of his
Okay, dude, yo.
What the?
Yo, what
Oh.
the? Hey, relax, buddy.
Relax. God, sweet Jesus, he's gone ape mode. He has gone ape mode.
The keyboard is no longer just a tool to use for his PC. It's suddenly become the sole blame of everything going wrong in his game, and doesn't just smash the thing to pieces, he also cusses out the thing. It's just a keyboard train wreck. It's not gonna fight back. Just relax, please. To be fair though, it was the keyboard that was playing up. It's not like he raged to dying or anything. In the end, he most likely would have got a new one anyway, so I mean, why not provide some lasting entertainment with this already broken one? Number 6 is Exposed TK Goes Crazy. We're gonna take it real far back to some of the early seasons, where building in between nearly every single shot you fired was still relatively unheard of, to a peaceful time where John Wicks and astronauts were roaming the recently added Tilted Towers. I'm sure this clip by Exposed TK will be just as relaxing. Okay, not exactly what I was expecting, but come on. During everyone's early days of Fortnite, it's so easy to get frustrated, although I doubt most people get to the point where they pretty much trash the entire room. He goes for the headphones, wildly swinging like a monkey that just found his first skipping rope. Next is the chair, full on John Cena-ing that thing to the floor in 2 seconds, and then it's straight for anything else within reach that he can lob like a first grader at baseball practice that ends up taking out the camera. I hope you get the accidental cover on all that equipment, my friend. Number 5 is Lispy Jimmy. Most rages I'd personally say are pretty instantaneous, and it's more of an uncontrolled burst of energy, right? Well, you've also got those that use raging as a form of entertainment. They may not even be that upset, but they think they can make a clip out of it for the views. Well, they're kind of right, and a lot of these people will usually do it on things they can afford to break or repair. Now, I know this old update from Epic was bad, and we're probably just a bit more patient than Lispy Jimmy, but I just think it was that bad.
Sniper fucking shootout? Oh my fucking god! Sniper shootout over a freaking playground LTM, bro! Sniper shootout, bro! Yeah, this is what you wanted, huh, Epic? You son of a bitch. Alright? Epic sniper shootout. Just remember, you released sniper shootout over a playground LTM. Lick me! Lick me! Now I gotta punch a wall. I'm not even freaking... Oh my god, man. Fucking ripping the chat, boys.
Jimmy spends a good few minutes just non-stop raging about playground mode being removed and replaced by sniper shootout. If you're new to Fortnite, then what you may not know is that when playground first came out, it was just a normal LTM, only temporary. It wasn't until the community showed its massive support for playground they managed to later make it permanent. If he just waited a few weeks, then he would have gotten exactly what he wanted, and without having to get a bucket of polyfiller at a DIY store to fill up the holes in his walls. Home Depot's probably gotten sick of seeing him at this point. But number 4 is going to be Hump breaks his monitor. Streamer Hump is also known for having a few fair rages. Most of the time, it'll just be the keyboard or mouse that get a bit of abuse, but in this clip, things get a little bit more expensive. I have to admit, though, that the reason behind this rage is kind of relatable. We've all had that experience of having an opponent constantly jumping and phasing through your builds while you're trying to defend, yet they seem to keep getting through and just wiggle in like a snake, and they just get all up in your business.
Really? Now that monitor's broken.
I love how Kami is straight after that initial punch, just reacting to what he's just done in a silent rage. Hump goes full on one punch man with the monitor and breaks it instantly. Quite a few streamers have spare keyboards for situations like this, but I doubt there's many that keep a spare monitor around. Let's hope he's been using 2 monitors, or he'll be waiting for a while before he's back up and running. Number 3 is Nadeshot's breaks headshot. Out of all the rages on our list today, I've got to be honest, and I'll say this one by Nadeshot is definitely something I've been guilty of. Luckily, nothing's broken yet, but you never know. I am curious though, what's your usual way to rage out if you do? We've seen keyboards broken over knees, monitors face punched, and my personal favorite, the classic headphones be gone maneuver.
Behind you, 12.
Bro, what do I gotta do, man?
Where is he? Where is he?
He's inside. I'm dead.
No!
It. I'm done for the night. Jacob, I love you. The headset is broken. Couldn't hold it in.
Usually it's just a quick push off the head, but Nadeshot goes Super Saiyan mode, full on grabs the headphones and just full pelts them into the ground. Sometimes you're in control of your rages and you know how to release it in a kind of balanced way. Maybe you punch a cushion or just know how to chill. However, in quite a few cases, people get a bit overwhelmed and you're gonna take that out on something nearby. Nadeshot tries to step back just for a moment before finally giving in to the rage. And in at number 2, we've got Jan Bort destroys the keyboard. Now, if you drop and tilt the towers, I don't think you really have the right to rage. I mean, you just hot drop. If you expect to come out of Tilted Towers every time, then you're insane or your name is Tfue. And even Tfue dies. A lot. I'll straight up admit that place is like a coin toss for me. Could go either way, so you can kind of expect some deaths. However, even if you're expecting to not do that well, you can still find yourself raging when things aren't in your control.
Base. This game.
I watched the extended version of this clip, and it seems like Janbor was lagging with a pretty bad delay most of the time. His builds were really jittery and jumps seemed off, but that's exactly what can grind your gears when you don't have that control over the outcome. It's no longer due to your lack of skill, which you can work on, but down to lag, a glitch, a hacker, or whatever other reason. Unfortunately, his keyboard paid a fairly hefty price. Number 1 is LindenFPS again. Goes crazy. My man is just crazy. Ranked up there in the top streamers that rage, we have LindenFPS once more, who has probably gone through more keyboards in his time on Twitch than my entire school had for IT. He's really going for that victory royale, but you'll notice nothing seems to go to plan. Nearly everything he goes for gets messed up until he's left getting sent back to the lobby.
Why is he floating? Daybreak! David! Fuck this. Trash fucking game.
Builds not breaking properly, blocking himself with his own builds, and then to put the cherry on top, he gets instant KO'd by a third-party member after just getting lasered multiple times by his opponent, with everything going perfectly for him. It's like fate had already chosen Linden's path for him in this battle. No survival. I doubt there'll be much left of his setup either if he keeps going. He's probably going to spend half an hour just trying to pick up all that broken equipment off the floor. But this has been the top 10 Saltiest Fortnite rages that you need to see. Click that like button if you've enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Push notifications on. Also, be sure to use code T5G in the item shop and join our Discord linked in the description. And keep it here on Top 5 Gaming.